going on, Jerome's? Since we're pissing and moaning about other people's NFL record predictions, may as well do our own, throw our hat in the ring. And again, if you disagree with any one of the records, you are wrong. How does it feel? Now, I feel like when people do predictions, they don't add up the numbers because it has to equal out to 244 games. So we did that. And I'm sure people will double check. 244, wanting some more. 244 wins, 244 losses, 0 ties because shut up. That's all. But going through predicting every single division, blah, blah, blah. All right, so the AFC East, Dolphins, 11-6, where I feel like the Dolphins will win the division, except they'll get bounced in the first round. It happens, man. The Bills, I think the Bills take a step back, mainly defensively, but Josh Allen plays some hero ball. The Jets, Jets, Aaron Rodgers. Well, first off, Rodgers is washed. Second of all, he's come back from injury. Third of all, what about the interior offensive line? Fourth of all, screw him. Patriots, I think this is going to be tough. The Patriots defense is pretty decent, but I'm worried about Drake May's protection. I'm worried that he's going to gel with his weapons very quickly. I'm worried about the run game. I'm worried about a lot of things, man. But I think the Patriots are maybe not so much. AFC North, so we got the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow comes back and has just an FU tour. They're cinching up that offensive line. They're going to actually protect Joe Burrow for once in his life. I think Jamar Chase is going to be hangry for a contract. I don't think an extension gets done. Higgins is probably going to play on the franchise tag. So you have two stud outside receivers looking for a big-time payday, and Joe Burrow just saying FU to the league. Yeah. Ravens at 10-7, where the Ravens have actually had a lot of changeover in certain levels of their defense, and as well as I believe in Lamar. I mean, MVP for a reason, but I don't know. I just feel like the Bengals are going to run away with this division. Steelers and Browns checking in at 7-10. I think Deshaun Watson is just at this point. Steelers wise, I think they try to start with Russ. I think they eventually they work Justin Fields in wildcat packages, and I think they eventually just start Fields. But I like what the Steelers did with the offensive line. But I don't know. Like offensively, I think they still could be potentially limited. AFC South. So Texans last year were the Cinderella story. 10-7, win the division. C.J. Stroud, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Will Anderson and company. I think they do it again. I love me DeMeco Ryans. I respect him. I think C.J. Stroud is quickly going to become a top 5 quarterback in this league if he's not there already. Colts are kind of plucky, and I love me some Anthony Richardson, and I think that he and Shane Steichen are going to do some good things together. Pittman is going to be in that mix, as well as Mitchell and also Josh Downs. So, yeah, I think they'll get after him. Also, Latu on that defense side of the ball. Let's go. Jacksonville. I'm just sort of out on Jacksonville. Where Doug was supposed to change things with the Jaguars. I feel like they flatline a little bit. Wouldn't shock me if there's a coaching change in Jacksonville eventually. Titans at 5-12, first season under Brian Callahan. I think that they'll get things going on the offensive line. I think defensively they're still a little spotty outside of Simmons, and I think that they'll find out that Levis is not the guy. So I think they're a team that will be primed to make a move for a quarterback of the future next year. In the AFC West, so 2-horse race out there. The Chiefs, 14-3. Would it be? So still Andy Reid, still Patrick Mahomes. Chris Jones can still do the damn thing. Travis Kelce is still there, sure. But also, I mean, Rashee Rice might be suspended for the whole year. Who knows? But I actually think that Worthy is going to be pretty damn solid. I think he's going to do really good things with Mahomes because it's Mahomes. And also, that Andy Reid right now is just in a lab with a pen and a pad, just trying to find a way to get 5 touchdowns out of the rugby guy. Chargers 11-6. This ain't your daddy's Chargers. Justin Herbert basically becomes a game manager, and they pound the rock. I actually do think that Kamani Vidal is going to be a stud. Along that offensive line and run game, Greg Roman style. So, yes, Gus Bus, yes, everything like that. But Chargers that get after it. Raiders at 9-8, which may be a little bit overachieving. I think Antonio Pierce is a good leader of men. I love Max Crosby paired up with Christian Wilkins. I just think, quarterback wise, yeah. But also they could be in the market to make a move, or hell, maybe they make a run at Dak in next off season. But I do think that Brock Bowers is going to Raiders went full BPA I kind of love it, man. So the Broncos are 1-16. Yes. And you could say, well, this is just petty, and you just hate stupid ass Sean Payton. Yes. Any excuse to play this.
Douche. 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 Douche.
And I know Broncos fan is going to be mad at me, and I understand that this could get on Brandon Perna's Good Sports. The Good Sports. Fully get it. But I don't believe in Bo Nix. I think that they had an addition by subtraction. Or no, subtraction by addition. Losing Jerry Jeudy. Basically giving away for nothing. Defensively, I think they are going to struggle outside of Surtain. So, I don't know. I think the Broncos are cooked. NFC. The NFC least. So they're back to being one of the worst divisions in the league, if not the worst. So the Eagles and the Cowboys knotted up top at 9-8. Eagles win the tiebreaker. Giants at 6-11. Commies at 5-12. Eagles, I mean, they revamped that secondary, sure, but it's going to take time to gel. And also losing Steichen and Gannon really sucked for them last year. I think that Sirianni is definitely on thin ice, and also we'll see if Jalen Hurts can actually be that guy. Cowboys. I feel like the Cowboys are always just 2 inches from implosion. But Dak, in a contract year, I think that he is leaving. They have to try and pay CD. Their big move this offseason was bringing back Zeke at 95,000 years old. The Giants, Malik Neighbors is right. Malik Neighbors is going to request a trade. It's time for a new beginning. Daniel Jones is Garbaggio. I do think that Jane Daniels, he's going to put up some highlight reel plays, but also I think that he's going to struggle at times because the Commies' offensive line is somehow worse than the Patriots. Well, because the Patriots have Onwenu. But, I mean, Scary Terry will put up some numbers, too, defensively, especially along the D-line. They're solid, but, yeah. NFC North, as we predicted, we went through game by game. I think the Vikings are going to surprise a lot of people. Now, they're not going to be 3-14 or start at 0-7 like the geniuses over at Sports Illustrated say, but I think the Vikings, Florida's defense is going to be top 10. They're going to bring pressure. They're going to bring heat. They're going to get after things. As well as offensively, it doesn't matter what it's Darnold or if it's McCarthy. You got weapons all over the place. You got Jefferson, you got Addison, Hawkinson eventually, Darisaw watching your ass, Aaron Jones running the ball. I think the Vikings could be really, really interesting this season. Lions at 10-7. So, still respect Dan Campbell. Jared Goff is fine, but massively overpaid is what it is. And they do have a lot of young studs all over the place. So Monterey Brown, for my money, is one of the best, if not the best, slot receiver in the game. And defensively, they definitely added to the secondary, going hard in the paint there, and they kind of have to because you got Jefferson and Addison in the division. But, yeah, they don't win the division. Back-to-back, ain't going to happen. Packers at 7-10. I feel like it's going to take a hot second for the offensive line to gel, even though love Jenkins, love Zach Tom, love Mims. But I think it's going to take a little bit. Plus, I think that Josh Jacobs is going to be fool's gold. I think that Packers fans much would have rather held on Aaron Jones, to be honest. Defensively, they're still stacked at all three levels, especially in the secondary. I think Edgerrin Cooper is going to be great in the middle with Quay Walker, but, Bears at 5-12. So the Bears right now are the Lions from last year, except they're not going to pan out on their potential. All of the media hype is hey, you have to cover DJ Moore with your best corner, and then you got Rome, and then you got Keenan Allen. Who's going to stop us? I don't know. Your offensive line? Minor details outside of right. But Caleb Williams, I think that he will run hot and cold. I think defensively, they're still a ways away, besides having Sweat and Jalen. I think that their linebacking core was misused last year. I think Eberflus is indeed the IKEA toilet, so they go home. NFC South, you got the Bucs winning at 10-7, 4 straight years, Todd Bowles and company, where everyone's picking the Falcons to win this division. I mean, what has really changed about the Buccaneers? They kept Mike Evans, they kept Winfield, they kept Baker. And they did some good things last year. So I still see that rolling along. Falcons at 8-9. Now, this could be 12-5 if they started Penix. But everyone just assumes that Kurt and his Achilles off of his plant foot is just going to be the same guy as previously. I'm not so sure about that, especially early on in the season. But also it'll take time to gel. Yes, Zach Robinson offense is Kevin O'Connell adjacent, but it's not the same thing. Also, Raheem Morris, he's a great defensive mind, except they don't have great defensive players outside of Bates. So Falcons could struggle. Saints at 8-9. I feel like they're just fielding the team to try and get through the cap issues, but Derek Carr is going to be gone. Dennis Allen's finally going to be fired. He gone. Panthers at 3-14. So I know they got better along the trenches. You know, they kept Derek Brown. They brought in Robert Hunt, and also I love me some Xavier Leggett. He's fantastic, man. And I think Bryce Young greatly going to benefit from Dave Canlis, his mentorship as the new head coach until Tepper fires everyone. But yeah, I think it's still going to be a tough season for the Panthers. NFC West. So the Niners are the only team that is favored in every single game. I think that they are pissed off for greatness, and I think that they're going to be a very tough team. So they go 15-2. Rams and Cardinals at 10-7. Cardinals at surprisingly 10-7, but I feel like if Kyler's dialed in, as long as he's not an NCAA video game football fan, but Marvin Harrison Jr., Darius Robinson, I think those are two absolute pipe hitters in the first round. I think that they sneak up. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. Rams, Sean McVay, hey, no Aaron Donald, no problem. Also, if the Rams sneak into the playoffs, I wouldn't rule out Aaron Donald returning. On the Seahawks, first year under Mike McDonald, 7-10. I think that defense is going to be legit. Offensively, is Geno the guy still? Are they going to give Sam Howell a shot? We'll see. But going off of that, the playoff seeding, so the Chiefs and the Niners get the 1 seeds. Shocker. First round in the AFC, the wild card is going to be Ravens at Bengals. Ooh, AFC North revive. Bills at Texans. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then Chargers at Dolphins. Oh, it's a replay of that long-ass game in Miami where Kellen Winslow had to be carried off the field. That was good. NFC. You got the Niners at the 1 seed, like we said. You got the Lions at the Vikings. Bring it. Cardinals at the Bucks. I'd watch that game. Rams and the Eagles. Go ahead. Good times, man. But that's it. That's 2024 NFL record predictions around the league. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.